Pepsi walked so Coca-Cola could run with Star Wars. Today on Lightsaber Life, we're trading out lightsabers for pop cans. And it is pop, not soda.
It's not true. That's impossible!
With Coke and Disney's newly announced Star Wars themed cans, we're looking ahead to what you can expect, while also taking a trip back to 1999 and reliving the hysteria that was the lead up to the Phantom Menace. Here's where the fun begins.
This weapon is your life.
The weapon of the Jedi Knight.
I see you have constructed a new lightsaber.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's settle the debate once and for all. Is it Pepsi or Coke?
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Be sure to tell me in the comments below.
You must choose!
The fever pitch for Star Wars was at an all-time high in the lead up to Phantom Menace. If you could think of it, it probably existed. Before we get into the Pepsi cans, there was Pizza Hut boxes, cardboard standees, which you can still get brand new through AMC today, and Anakin's Padawan braid? Who could forget the movie theater cups? So last year was the Phantom Menace's 25th anniversary. For a limited time, you could go and see it in theaters. My friends and I basically decided to buy an entire row at Regal, and we made an event out of it. I was 8 when Phantom Menace came out, and some of my friends were not even that old. My buddy John went on eBay and bought basically all of the original cups. Each person in our group bought one of those cups off of him. So not only did we go to the theater in style with our beverage containers, but this bad boy 25th anniversary limited popcorn tin was available too. The artwork is just gorgeous. I try not to buy too many popcorn buckets, seeing that every Blockbuster has one nowadays. And no, I'm not talking about the chain, but I could not pass up getting this one, and I also got the Revenge of the Sith one for the 20th anniversary this year. If you've already subscribed to Lightsaber Life, thank you very much. You're one of my first 399 subscribers, and I appreciate that a lot. If you haven't yet subscribed, would you mind doing so? It goes a long way in telling YouTube that small creators like me are worth their time. Before we unbox this case of Coke Zero together, let's look back at the episode 1 cans from Pepsi. Now, why do I have them? I didn't buy them online. My parents actually saved a handful of these for me back in the day. They're not in mint condition, but they're in pretty good shape. They're pretty useful in the game room as a display piece. All in total, there were 24 different character designs. These were available in 1999. The designs were on regular Pepsi cans, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and very fittingly, Pepsi One. I'm going to show you my collection, which contains 11 out of the 24 cans in the series. It might blow your mind how much this set goes for, and in particular, one specific can. More on that later. For this segment, I'm breaking out a notebook so I can check off the ones that I have. The regular Pepsi cans featured young Anakin Skywalker. Number 1 in the series, the can reads, "Caring and charismatic, this young slave finds that the key to unlocking his destiny is in his inner strength, but the path ahead is a clouded one." Number 2 was Sebulba. Number 3 is Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon reads, "A compassionate Jedi Master. He is highly attuned to the Force, but he shuns consensus and follows his own path despite the consequences." We've got gangster Jabba the Hutt. Enormous in size and ego, this combative Hutt is the host of the dangerous Bunta Eve pod races in Mos Espa. With him, greed is a powerful ally. And number 7, most people's favorite astromech droid, R2-D2. There are many astromech droids, but this brave R2 unit stands alone. Besides saving the Queen's ship, he comes to the aid of young Anakin in a desperate moment. And can number 4 in the collection, we've got Watto. No, they won't! A pudgy blue Toydarian. He runs a junk shop and loves to bet on the pod racers. But some days he is too shrewd for his own good. Try for a second to think back to 1999 if you were there to see Phantom Menace and not knowing really a thing about most of these characters. This was one way for you to figure that out. I think it's awesome in hindsight. For Mountain Dew, my favorite pop on the planet, I only have one, and fittingly, it is my favorite character from the prequels, and that's Darth Maul. This can is beautiful. This is my favorite one in the collection. The green just offsets Maul so well. This is can number 9. A faithful apprentice to Sith Lord Darth Sidious, he serves the dark side of the Force and is unrelenting in his blood quest against the Jedi. All right, in the last section here for Diet Pepsi and Pepsi One, I've got 5. But before we do, I'm going to read off the Mountain Dew ones. So we had Jar Jar, there was a Mace Windu can, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Captain Panaka, Rune Hako, Rick O'Lee, and the Droideka. Can number 17. Queen Amidala. The beauty and grace of the newly elected Naboo ruler is matched only by her determination and fearlessness when danger confronts her people. Fittingly, number 18 is Padme. This strong-willed handmaiden faces her own challenges, but entrusts not even the Jedi Knights with her deepest secret. Ooh. Keeping it in the Skywalker family, number 19, Shmi Skywalker. Enslaved on Tatooine, Shmi helps her son Anakin follow his destiny even though she may never see him again. Number 20, do you remember when these guys were so intimidating and you were like, oh my gosh, they're the new Stormtrooper? Well, really the old Stormtrooper, but I digress. Can number 20. The battle droid. Controlled by a remote source and distinguished by their vast numbers, these foot soldiers of the Trade Federation can overwhelm any enemy but are vulnerable to the Jedi. And my only Pepsi One can, number 23, Newt Gunray. As a pawn to Darth Sidious, this Trade Federation viceroy oversees the invasion of Naboo and is surprised at the power of resistance he meets. And some of the ones that I'm missing in that category, Chancellor Valorum, C-3PO, and Boss Nass. By the way, did you know that Pepsi actually created a mascot set in universe for this? Kinda sorta. I have no recollection of this, but they created a character in conjunction with Lucasfilm named Marfalump. Marfalump was an alien who lived on Earth but loved Star Wars and Pepsi, and he appeared in several commercials during the promotional period for the Phantom Menace. I feel like that's a really good tidbit of trivia for Star Wars fans. So if you didn't magically have your parents save some of these cans for you, where can you get them? Of course, several places online, most notably eBay. So there was a golden Yoda can, which looked very slick. You can get this for about $50 on average on eBay. If you want the entire set to varying degrees of quality, I've seen the entire collection for as much as $375. So make sure you start buying the Coke cans so 26 years from now, you can sell those as well. All right, folks, it's time. So I found these yesterday for the first time at a grocery store called Wegmans. If you're in the northeast portion of the US, you'll find a Wegmans and probably be able to get these. This is a 24 pack of Coke Zero. One thing I did not have on my bingo card in 2025 is acquiring a taste for Diet and Zero products. And here we are. And like we did for the Pepsi cans, I'm gonna unbox this and see what I've got so far. There are 30 total limited edition designs. The slogan is Refresh Your Galaxy, which I love. I think that's perfect. Star Wars could use a refresh right about now. However, I do find it interesting that they didn't wait 1 year to do this alongside the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. They know there's no bad time for Star Wars fans to collect merchandise. So the designs will appear on regular Coca-Cola, Coke Zero, and then there's gonna be 3 limited edition cans that you can only get at Galaxy's Edge or Disney Parks. How perfect, I happen to be going 35 days from now. For regular Coke, you can get Lando Calrissian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Padme Amidala, Kylo Ren, Ahsoka Tano. That might be my favorite design. It rivals the Maul Mountain Dew can. Speaking of which, Darth Maul, K2SO, Boba Fett, Poe Dameron, the Mandalorian, aka Din Djarin, Cassian Andor, General Grievous, and Emperor Palpatine. I'll reveal the 3 limited edition ones that you can only get at Galaxy's Edge at the end of this video. And if you've made it this far in the video, why don't you go ahead and give me a like? I'd really appreciate it. Let's dive in. It feels wrong. All right, who do we got up first? Oh, Princess Leia. Look at that design. So up close, we've got Leia, and then we've got her, really the first time we see her in A New Hope with R2. So the artwork is really awesome. It's consistent. It's kind of shaded, almost like a silhouette-y vibe. No description of characters on the cans. I kind of like that. I like that with the Pepsi ones. Now, I know all these characters have been in Star Wars media that we've seen already on screen, so it's not the same, whereas Pepsi was kind of telling us who some of these characters were. Are these all Princess Leia? There's no way, right? I mean, I love Princess Leia, but I kind of thought we'd get a little variation here. Oh my gosh, these might all be Princess Leia. Bro. I kind of expected some variation there. That's a little bit weird, right? Well, I guess I don't really need that checklist. That's so weird to me. But hey, I love Coke Zero, so it's fine. So the other characters that you can get for Coke Zero include Darth Vader, Yoda, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, Han Solo, BB-8, C-3PO, R2-D2, Finn, Rey, Grogu, and the Imperial Stormtrooper. Now for the ones that are exclusive to Walt Disney World and Disneyland, there's a can that features the Mandalorian and Grogu together, the First Order Stormtrooper, and Chewbacca. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are there any characters that you're upset that didn't make the cut? If you follow my channel, you probably know what I'm gonna say already. Hail Kestis. But it's not a surprise seeing that he stems from a video game. Maybe Jyn Erso, that would have been cool. Or even Mon Mothma, who really stole the show in Andor. Or even a fan favorite of the channel, Count Dooku. All right, folks, that's all we got for today. Thanks for tuning in to Lightsaber Life. And don't forget, trust only in the Force.